Welcome to Hockey Wiz Talks podcast. Today I'll be talking about what is wrong with the Nashville Predators. The Nashville Predators are off to a terrible start to the 2020-2021 season. Only the Detroit Red Wings have a worse record in the Discover Central Division. What are the issues with the Nashville Predators? 1. Ryan Johansen's lack of production. 2. Lack of secondary scoring. 3. Lack of defensive depth. And 4. Poor coaching. How should the Nashville Predators fix these issues? And now a word from our sponsor. Visit my Facebook page at HockeyWiz777 and my Instagram at HockeyWiz777. One of the biggest issues with the Predators is that Ryan Johansen is not producing. The Predators are paying Ryan Johansen $8 million per season, but his production has declined drastically since the 2018-19 season. If the Preds want to improve their team, they must first find a way to trade away Ryan Johansen. Nashville Predators trade Ryan Johansen to the Arizona Coyotes for Nick Schmaltz, Lawson Crouse, and a first-round pick in 2021. The Predators add more depth on the team by adding Nick Schmaltz and Lawson Crouse, as well as a first-round pick. Now that the Predators traded away Ryan Johansen, they need to make a trade for another top 6 center. The player they should target is Nolan Patrick, who is stuck as the third-line center on the Flyers. Nashville Predators acquire Nolan Patrick and Oscar Lindblom from the Philadelphia Flyers for Kalle Jarnkrok, Eli Tolvanen, and a second-round pick in 2022. The Predators get Nolan Patrick and Oscar Lindblom, two solid young players that could be a huge part of their future. Another major issue the Predators have is a lack of secondary scoring. Mikael Granlund and Erik Haula aren't a good fit on the team, so the Predators should try to move them to free up some cap space. Nashville Predators trade Mikael Granlund and Erik Haula to the Florida Panthers for Brett Connolly and Noel Acciari. Connolly and Acciari are versatile players that can play in all situations and do a little bit of everything. Outside of Roman Josi, Ryan Ellis, and Mattias Ekholm, Nashville doesn't have any defenders that is reliable enough. Dante Fabro was supposed to be that player that rounded out their top 4, but he hasn't lived up to expectation thus far. The Predators need a top 4 defenseman to pair alongside Mattias Ekholm. The player the Preds should target is Adam Larsson of the Edmonton Oilers. Nashville Predators acquire Adam Larsson from the Edmonton Oilers for a second-round pick. Adam Larsson would give the Predators a reliable top 4 defenseman who can log heavy minutes. Check out my hockey blog at hockeywiztalkshockey.blogspot.com. Also visit my scouting blog at hockeywiz77scouting.com. One could argue that the Predators made a huge mistake by firing Peter Laviolette, who led the team to a 246, 143, and 60 record during his tenure, and the team made the playoffs every year during his tenure as head coach. Laviolette had a 19-15-7 record in the 2019-20 season before being fired, so it didn't really make sense for them to fire him, especially to replace him with John Hynes, a coach who only led the Devils to 1 playoff appearance in 4 seasons as head coach. Nashville is not a bad team by any means, but John Hynes has turned the team from a contender to one of the worst teams in the league. John Hynes has proven over the course of his coaching career to be one of the worst coaches in the league. Hynes has a career coaching record of 171, 176, and 46, and has led his teams to a last place finish in 2 of the 4 seasons with the Devils. For this reason, it does not appear like he has what it takes to lead the Predators to the playoffs. Moving forward, the Predators might be headed towards a rebuild if they are to stick with John Hynes as their head coach. Listen to my other podcasts on soundcloud.com/HockeyWiz777. If the Nashville Predators make these changes, they might be a contending team again. This is how their lineup looks like. The first line is Phil Forsberg, Matt Duchene, and Victor Arvidsson. The second line is Oscar Lindblom, Nick Schmaltz, and Luke Kunin. The third line is Lawson Crouse, Nolan Patrick, and Brett Connolly. The fourth line is Rocco Grimaldi, Colton Sissons, and Noel Acciari. The first D pair is Roman Josi and Ryan Ellis. The second D pair is Mattias Ekholm and Adam Larsson. The third D pair is Mark Borowiecki and Dante Fabro. Goalies are UC Saros and Pekka Rinne. With the changes made to the roster, the Nashville Predators have now put themselves in a position to be a contending team.